Hey there, so today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that you should really, I highly recommend that you know if you are thinking about purchasing a new home construction home, if you are thinking about going down the route of, hey, you know what, I want to buy a brand new home. Here I'm going to share with you today really some steps that you should know to A, save you a ton of money, B, get you in an area that you want to be, and C, working with a builder that has a good reputation and really just kind of walk you through that process so it can be as easy, as stress-free, and like I said, really save you money in the long run. And we're going to go ahead and hop into it right now. Mariah here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent here in Salt Lake City, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to make a move, looking to relocate, looking to buy or sell a home here in Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our absolute pleasure to connect with you. So I've had several people reach out recently and are thinking about going the new, really going the new home construction route. And they've been asking some really phenomenal questions about the process and how it all works. So today I'm going to just share with you some things that really you should ask, some things that you should know before going into the new home construction route. And like I said before, this is hopefully going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and really get you the product that you're looking for. So first and foremost, number one is to know what kind of new home construction you are really what you have a vision of, or what you're looking for in particular. So are you thinking of going the tract home route? So the tract home route is basically a builder buys a whole area, a whole neighborhood, could be a subdivision within a particular area, and they own all of those builds within that tract. So that builder is going to be building all of those homes. So if you are going with that home builder, if you are buying within that tract, you are building with that home builder. If you decide, oh, you know what, actually, I don't necessarily want to buy a tract home. Those tract homes, though, too, one thing I didn't mention is that there are floor plans, there are layouts for those different, homes within that tract. Some builders will let you semi-customize those homes. Others, it is basically like you've got your option of this or this, and that's basically what you're going to get. You've got your option of these couple floor plans and these couple homes. So kind of knowing that. Number two, that goes along with the type of build that you're looking to build. Number two is a spec home. And I know people that have moved here from out of state are like, Mariah, I keep hearing this spec home, S-P-E-C, spec home, thrown around a lot. Now, a spec home is a home that a builder has built for a profit. So they are, either a spec home. There's some spec homes right now that are already built, standing, existing, that are for sale, okay? There are other spec homes that the builder has started to build that home, and if you get in early enough, then you will be able to help like semi-customize that home, where you can choose, the flooring, what you want to do. Even if you get in early enough, you might even be able to say, hey, you know what, I know the foundation's been poured, but can we put a wall here? I'd love an office here. Like, you might be able to have a little bit more of a say of where some of those things will go. And then number three, looking at the kind of homes that you are building. Number three is a fully customized home from start to finish. You buy the land, then you get the architect, you get the designer, you get all those moving pieces, you get the builder, and you create that, the home of your dreams. So really knowing which kind, like going into it, knowing, hey, am I looking for a track home? Am I looking for a spec home? Am I looking for a fully customized home? With a track home, there's going to be a lot less that will be on your plate for that. You have a lot less decisions to make, because there are certain floor plans, certain designs, certain whatever. A spec home, sometimes those ones you're going to have less decisions to than you would a fully customized home. Fully customized, you have the say of everything from start to finish of how things, will look, will go, all of that. And, working with your contractor, we have friends that have gone all different routes. Us personally, we have gone different routes too, where currently we're building a home, but it is more of one of those spec homes, more or less, even though there are some different things that we can adjust, customize, but just kind of knowing that, number one, know the type of build that you're looking for. Number two, if you are looking at going down the new home construction, whether it's track, whether it's spec, whether it's custom, find yourself a buyer's agent. Yes, find yourself a real estate agent. It won't cost you anything. Find yourself a buyer's agent that can represent you through the entire build process. Now, let me tell you why. The first time when you walk into a brand new, beautiful model home, it looks amazing. You've got the listing agent that is there in, a lot of times they'll have the model home that's there. They will have the agent that is there. Now, a lot of times they're amazing. They're super friendly. They're all those things. They are great. However, they represent the builder. Yes, they represent the builder. So they have the builder's best interest in mind, which is exactly what they should be doing, because that is their job. They do not have the buyer's necessarily, and I can't say this but normally they're not going to have the buyer's best interest, because they are representing the builder. So they are trying to get the builder top dollar, top value, all of that, which is great. They're doing their job. The reason you want to have a buyer's agent representing you, so when you walk into a new model home and you say, oh yeah, we're just browsing, we're looking through, want to see what you have to offer, a lot of times they are going to ask you, oh, are you working with an agent? Are you working with a real estate agent? If you don't have one, if you want to work with me, obviously reach out, but tell them, oh yeah, Mariah Curlis, she is my real estate agent. They will write that down. And then that way, my team and we can represent you. If you have somebody else, write that name down the second you walk in that model home. Otherwise, what ends up happening is if you decide to go down that route and you are not represented, they will end up representing you. So not only will they represent the builder, but they will also represent you as the buyer. I always recommend that you have somebody else, kind of like your wingman, being there that can, really be your advocate, that can walk you through the process, and that will have another set of eyes on the project. And again, this doesn't cost you anything. That's why it's so incredible, right? So number two, have somebody represent you that is not the builder. Number three goes along with budgeting. Yes, budgeting that home that you are purchasing. And this kind of goes along too. If you have a buyer's agent that is representing you throughout the build, they can be that liaison, and they can help, kind of give you a heads up of things that might be coming, or upgrades that are included, or incentives that are being offered through that build process. So I know right now with a lot of new home construction here in Utah and here in Salt Lake, there are a lot of builders that are giving builder incentives. There are a lot of builders right now and lenders that if you use the builder's preferred lender, some of them are doing rate locks. Some of them are doing, buying down 1%. Some of them are throwing in, I know a couple of builders right now that are throwing in a fully finished basement with the purchase of the home. So there are a lot of incentives right now, and kind of knowing that as you go through and budget. Speaking of budgeting, A lot of builders do not include, like, for example, the window coverings, the blinds, that kind of thing generally is not included. Landscaping is generally not included. There are, if you want a premium carpet pad for your carpet, that's generally not included. If you are looking for a solar package on your home, like, there's just a lot of things that are usually not included. There's just a lot of things that are usually not included in that build. So when you I love to, like, reverse engineer things. If you see that base price, it's like, okay, there's the base price of what that home is starting at. But, finding out, and again, if you have your agent to represent you, they know a lot of the questions to ask. So a lot of times when you look at the home, you're like, oh my goodness, I can buy a home for X amount of dollars. And your wheels get turning of like, oh, that's awesome. But no, that's the base price. That may not include a lot premium. So there are some builders where if you want to build within their track, they have certain lots that are more expensive. So not only do you have that base price, but you're also going to purchase that lot as well. So knowing, like, okay, I've got that house, plus I've got that lot premium, plus I've got, these different expenses. Right now, though, new home construction, there are a lot. I'm telling you, there are a lot of incentives right now. So I know sometimes people are a little hesitant because, like, oh, I don't want to do the landscaping, or, oh, I don't want to do the window coverings, or, oh, some of these different things that people think, like, going into it, like, oh, it's just going to be, so much more expensive. But right now, not necessarily the case. Moving on to the next one, and this one kind of goes along with that budgeting and knowing and, like, the incentives and really having an agent represent you. The next one is finding out about the neighborhood, finding out about the community. Once you know about the neighborhood, the community, it'll give you a little bit, a better understanding of, really what's the builder's reputation, how, and usually within, if you are buying a tract home, there are going to be different phases within that community. So if you're on phase 5 of a 8-phase community, there are going to be several phases that had already come before you. So doing your research, having your agent know, hey, what's this builder's reputation? Have these homes, have things been going well? Are people having a lot of problems? And then lastly, with that new home construction, is really finding out about what that builder has to offer in the way of a warranty. Yes, in the way of a warranty. Typically it's a year, sometimes it's a little bit more, but really knowing what that build is going to cover. I found out one of my neighbors, there was a spec home that was built next to one of my neighbors. And my husband and I had toured the home a couple times. It was a really nice home. It wasn't the right fit for my family and I. But there was this one place in the house, and it had an indoor sport court. And my husband and I were like, oh my gosh, like the amount of pickleball matches we could have, the kids playing basketball, like it just seemed like, oh, this would be so fun. But it just didn't feel right. So we just walked through it, toured it, great, but then didn't go through. Well, we were just talking to one of our friends the other day, and the family that ended up buying the home, we've been having a lot of rain here in Utah. Well, that whole indoor sport court flooded. Yes, the whole, I guess the way the foundation was poured and everything, it flooded. Well, that builder, luckily, the build is only 6 months old. And luckily that builder is going to stand behind his job and has a warranty on that house and it is going to take care of all of that. But really knowing who you're working with, are they going to stand behind their work? If these different things happen, will they cover that? So hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of, if you're thinking about going the new home construction route, are you looking for a tract home? Are you looking for a spec home? Are you looking for a fully customized home? Next is really just figuring out what agent you want to work with. If you are going new home construction, again, remember, it doesn't cost you anything. So having a buyer's agent to represent you, if you walk into the Model home. Yep, I'm working with Mariah and her team. Oh, I'm working with so-and-so. Oh, whoever it is that you're working with, let them know right off the bat who you're working with. And then that way they know who you're working with. Number 3, really look at that budget, kind of reverse engineer what you're looking at, whatever that base price is. Just know it's going to generally be quite a bit more than that. But then also know that a lot of builders are giving incentives. Make sure you're touring those neighborhoods. If you have an agent that you're working with, they can take you on tours to show you the different neighborhoods, to walk you through the models, to do all of that with you. And again, new home construction can be a really, really great route to go in, especially right now where, a few months ago, new home construction, like you couldn't get on the wait, like the wait list was so long to get a new build that it was like, okay, I'll just I'll throw my name in there, but who knows if I'll ever get called. Well, now it has, because of interest rates, because of different things like that, it has pivoted and new home construction is available. There are homes that are sitting on the market that are move-in ready. So if you're thinking about moving to Utah and you're like, I actually really want a new home, but there are new homes. There are new spec homes. There are new tract homes. There are new homes that are sitting that are looking for an owner. And there are some great incentives that go along with it. So just kind of know that if you're thinking about that new home construction route. And again, if you are, feel free to give my team and I a call. We hear from people like you all the time, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. And it would be our pleasure to connect with you. Take care and have a great one. Bye.